Hello, my name is Gareth. You're watching the Hub Online Network. It is April 1st and we're not doing a show. Psych! April Fools! Bad taste. Jokes are not a good time right now. But this is, however, your coronavirus update for Ashcroft and Cache Creek. If you would like to give me a call and let me know how you are doing, you can call me at 250-457-0538. Lines are open. Let's get chatting. But until somebody does phone in, we got a lot to go through. It's been another busy day. I don't think that our idea of doing short videos is going to work. If you notice, I'm not in a new room, but I'm looking at a new background here, so that's a little bit fun. But here, let's just do our current number updates to get that out of the way. So, in the world, and again, these are global numbers. We're looking at total number of confirmed cases is sitting at 936,684. Total confirmed deceased is 47,048. Total serious cases is 31,570. And total recovered cases is 190,602. So that is a good number. But tomorrow, if the numbers keep going up the way that they have been, tomorrow we will have reached the 1 million mark on total confirmed cases worldwide. How does this translate into BC as a province? Since yesterday, we have 53 new cases, and these are the numbers given by Dr. Bonnie Henry on her 3 p.m. update from today. So 53 new cases, bringing us to a total of 1,066 in BC. I think my number was wrong yesterday by a bit, which means that we have 497 in Vancouver, 366 in Fraser Health, 72 on the island, 114 in the interior. That is a addition of 7 from yesterday. 16 in North BC. Down at the coast, they now have a couple more care homes that have had outbreaks. There have been 100, so there are 142 people hospitalized across the province, with 67 of those in critical care. Now, the good number is there are 606 people that have fully recovered from this pandemic. So those are the current numbers for the world and BC and the interior. So moving on from there, what do we got? So yesterday, we had news that there was an actual case in Cache Creek itself. There's not any real new news about that specifically. However, there is an update from the little outbreak in Kelowna. So there are a total of 75 workers that were involved, 63 migrant workers and 12 local workers. All of them are self-isolating at this point. At this time, they have 14 positives out of that group, and 19 test results, and test results on additional people are pending. So there's 14 out of that group that are currently positive with more results pending. And I talked about this the other day. I was in the pharmacy and I was asked to provide a little information and clarification about the IDA. The IDA pharmacy in Ashcroft is open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. There is a rumor going around that the pharmacy is closed indefinitely. This is not the case. It is, however, closed on Saturdays moving forward to give John, the pharmacist, a well-deserved rest, and as well as the other staff. They're working their butts off. I've been there a couple of times. They're doing a great job. Thank you guys very much. Anyway, so if they're also asking for a 1-day notice for anything that is not necessarily urgent, so please give them 1 day to get your prescription ready as much as you can. A little bit of new news. So this is a cool thing that's going on. So I keep talking about like Esther Lang. So here's actually Esther's phone number. Esther has been trying to get together a group of people to help people that are at home that can't help themselves at this moment in time, people that are in self-isolation, that are in quarantine. So that's Esther's number, but and I believe that she's part of this group as well, and the Hub Online Network itself is actually part of this group to help Cache Creek and Ashcroft. So this is the COVID-19 Helpline. So from everything I've heard, watched, and read, this is not going to end soon. Unfortunately, this pandemic situation is going to be a thing that lasts at least for the next 3 months with social distancing. People are going to try and go back to work, but we're going to try and stay physical distancing as much as possible. But let's set up some care networks. Now, this group here, with the number that is on the screen, 250-457-3422, is a group of local people that will help you get food supplies, delivery, telephone chat. So if you're lonely, you can call in and just chat with someone. They'll do your mail pickup, give you spiritual support. There is a local Facebook info page called the Ashcroft Clinton COVID-19 Community Info Board. And the group, now I'm sorry, this is really small writing here, so I apologize for having to get this close to my face. I'm just going to let you guys know the group of people that have started this group. Oh my God. So it is the Ashcroft and District Hospital Auxiliary, the Ashcroft Hub, the Ashcroft Moving Forward Group, Better at Home, CRS, Elizabeth Fry, Equality Project, the Hospice, Hospital Friends and Family, the Hub Online Network, MLA Jackie Taggart, MP Brad Viss, Sage Hills Church, St. Albans Church, Villages of Ashcroft and Cache Creek, and many more volunteers. So that is the group of people that have helped set up this particular group. They will be doing a Zoom meeting for this between these people every Wednesday. So we'll be able to give updates on how that group is doing. There's already been one successful case of someone calling this phone number, needing help and getting help apparently within 10 minutes of the phone call. So that's awesome. So this is a way, if you need to stay at home, please stay home, call this number, and they will help you get what you need and anything like that. So, and that being said, because we live in a very interesting time, if you are experiencing down thoughts, things of that nature, you can call 1-800-SUICIDE for the Suicide Help Hotline in British Columbia. This is, again, a very serious time, and we are there for you in a dire situation with all these finance things going on, people just not knowing what's happening. It's a weird shock to the system. Remember that you're not alone and you are worth it. So 1-800-SUICIDE is the Suicide Help Hotline. Call that if you need help. And if you know of anybody that you are worried about, also call that number and they would be able to help you out. So that is that. Again, you can give me a call at 250-457-0538 right now, and I'll answer the phone. So, some interesting things. In the morning, I wake up and I turn on my phone to start watching the news. Part of my job is to make sure that I am up to date on everything that's going on, to bring it to you as much as I can. Some things do slip through the cracks, but there are some interesting stories that I've listened by listening to CBC. For example, high-class clothing companies are making masks, scrubs, gowns, and other pandemic hospital paraphernalia for hospitals and clinics and stuff of that nature because they're short on all those materials and people aren't necessarily buying fancy clothes right now. So this includes like Louis Vuitton. Oh my God, I just blanked on all the other ones. Anyway, if you think that there's a fancy Gucci, for example, those people are making all these types of materials, so good on them. And that actually goes into something that was talked about today in Justin Trudeau's speech. So his speech was pretty standard overall. He came out, he just talked about how we all need to stay inside, do our part, etc. But one of the questions that was asked to him was about people and equipment being able to be given and gotten for like ventilators and that kind of stuff for hospitals. And his response was, and hello, John Martin, if you are still watching, it's nice that you are watching. He says hello in the comments. Anyway, his speech, he was asked about ventilators and all that kind of stuff, and he said that companies are stepping up without them making them step up. They're phoning in to see how they can help. So it's really Canadian of these companies to step up and just without being told to do it. Not being told to help out, they're just helping. So that's really great. Keep it up, those bigger industries, and we'll get through this together. And yeah, so Jessica has commented on my haircut. I did get a haircut as of last night. My wife did it for me. We got a razor from the pharmacy and just took it down. I was getting really shaggy on the sides, so just got to do what you got to do in these times. Normally I would be a little bit longer here. It's a little bit too short in this bit where I'm losing all my hair, but it is what it is. So last week we were worried about a military presence at the border. President Trump said that he wanted to have a military presence along the border, about 30 miles off of the border. But as of current talks between our government and the American government, that is no longer a thing at this time. I'm sure that might be something that they look at moving forward, but at this time, there is no military border happening. However, right now, New York is in a high state of lockdown, and there are people trying to escape. Now, this is a movie. They're trying to escape New York. And if you haven't seen Escape from New York, check it out. Great show. It's from, I believe, the 80s with Kurt Russell, but that has nothing to do with what's going on now. So people are trying to escape from New York to get to the more suburby areas, and they are probably carrying COVID-19, but they don't want to be in the lockdown state in New York. So I understand the want to have a military border. If things got worse in Canada, people trying to cross the border to escape what's happening here would be a thing, but it's not really right now. So 2 days ago, I mentioned I was going to bring in another 10 TV shows to watch. I'm just going to go through my list really quick before I move on, something a little bit more lighthearted. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Good for the first probably 6 seasons before they all start sleeping with each other. I hate it when these shows get really awkward, it's like they run out of ideas and they just all start. Anyway, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a good show. Battlestar Galactica was also great for the first 4 seasons. I really felt watching that show that the Cylons had an agenda, but in the last little bit I felt like it kind of got lost. But anyway, Battlestar Galactica. Doctor Who was a good one, especially the new set of stuff starting with Christopher Eccleston. So the new Doctor Who. The Expanse is a good show. It's another space type thing, although there is a pandemic in that show as well, so it might be a little bit too close for home for people that are going through this today. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a good, funny TV show. Golden Girls, you can't go wrong with B. Arthur. Game of Thrones is a good one. The Outsider. Yeah, that was a great show. Stephen King novel that has recently done its first and only season on HBO. Letterkenny, again, funny, stupid, just turn your brain off and watch it. And The Simpsons, which has 33 seasons, I believe. I believe that it's a year younger than I am, so it's just working on its 33rd season. And right now, as an honorary mention, I don't necessarily want to suggest this to anybody, but I'm watching Preacher. Interesting show, not for everybody's liking, but that is what I am currently watching at this time. Moving on. So we're going to talk about what BC Hydro is doing. So BC Hydro, and this is really small print, so I apologize for having the paper in front of my face. BC Hydro is giving out the COVID Relief Fund, which is, so you can apply for this if you're a individual, small business, or big business. If you're an individual, they will be giving you a credit based off of the average amount that you spend on your hydro for the next 3 months. So for example, if your average is $159, you'll be getting a credit of $411 for the next 3 months. So you use whatever you use and it just comes off of that credit. If you are a small business, you get a 3-month energy holiday, so you don't have to pay. And if you're a large business, you get a 50% taken off the top. So that is what BC Hydro is doing to help people at home. I thought that was really great. And this is my totals from today. So that's really great. Thank you, BC Hydro, for keeping it up. I'm not sure about what Fortis is doing. I haven't heard anything out of them. But also cell phone companies are covering overages for the month of April. So if you are over on your phone, it doesn't cost you anything. Now, sorry, I'm just, so here is I talked about this yesterday. Joyce Buckland, and I have a new text from Jessica. Mute your laptop. I think that's where the echo is coming from. I don't have anything running on my laptop. I don't know how to mute it. Sorry, people, 1 second. I will try to turn it down. And Jessica, let me know if that helps at all. So yes, Joyce Buckland and the Village of Ashcroft are doing an Easter event. So starting this Friday, you can pick up a sheet that will give you a bunch of clues as to where you can go and do a Easter hunt. Now this isn't for candies. This is just you can go out and follow the clues and find places that have a big setup in people's yards. There's going to be 5 on the Mesa, 5 in the downtown area, and 5 on the north side of Ashcroft. Very cool idea. It's all about keeping social distance though, so only go around with people in your specific social distance bubble. Don't start grouping up with groups of people. There will be monitors driving around, keeping an eye on making sure that people don't go into bigger groups. If people start going into bigger groups, they will shut this event down. Once you have found all of the different places, you can hand in your sheet. And on the 11th of April, there will be a prize draw for all sorts of crazy prizes. Joyce has a whole list of stuff. For more information, you can call her at 250-457-0265. Again, that's Joyce Buckland, 250-457-0265. So talking about fun things to do right now, since you're all trapped at home, things to do that are fun and to help show support for everything that's going on. You can cut out hearts and put them up in your window. You can draw positive messages in chalk on the sidewalks. And if you know that you live near somebody that works at the grocery store, someone that works at the pharmacy, someone that's a doctor, at 7 o'clock at night, people are doing this across the province, go outside, bang some pots and pans to show your support for those people working on the front line. And, oh heck, even the people that work at Home Hardware and Lordco are considered essential services, so they should be included in this as well. So bang those pots and pans, blow your horns, play some saxophone, do whatever you got to do to show your support. This is a little bit of old news, but the Japanese Olympics for 2020 have been postponed until 2021. There was a big push for this a few weeks ago. I believe Canada was the first country to pull the athletes out. And then Australia followed suit, and then a couple others. So Japan finally said, okay, we'll postpone. So that's probably for the best. One other fun thing that I was thinking of that we should do is everything that I listen to. There's a lot of talk about how this is very similar to a World War II feeling. We're not in a battle, but we're in a battle of sorts. And what they were doing in World War II was everybody showed their support and everybody pitched in. And what you can do to pitch in at home, and this is what I'm going to be doing in mid-April as well, is I'm going to be growing a vegetable garden for the first time. myself. So what this is going to be able to do is, once we all come out of this the other side, to give a break on supply lines and stuff, if you have a stockpile of vegetables at home that you can either have yourself or share around your community, that'd be a great way to be able to show your support right now, and could give you something to do. So you can start planting things inside your home to get them started, and then mid-April, or as my wife says, when the snow's off Cornwall, you can then plant all of your stuff out into your garden and transplant them there. And then we have a little stockpile of local food for everybody. Okay, so that's that for that. No, it's not. What is this? Okay, so for the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, so this is not EI, this is the $2,000 a month for people that have been affected by COVID-19 that can't work. So this is $500 a week for up to 16 weeks, so 4 months. So this is how to apply. We will start accepting applications on April 6th, so next week. Prior to April 6th, individuals who are without work and eligible for EI can continue to apply for employment insurance. So if you're already on employment insurance, this does not apply for you. You cannot double down. Whether you apply online or by phone, the CRA wants to provide the best service possible to everyone. To help manage this, the CRA has set up specific days for you to apply. So please use the following guidelines. So they're pretty much breaking this down into months. So if you're born on January, February, or March, apply on Mondays. So if you miss April 6th, wait till the next week. If you're born in April, May, or June, apply on Tuesdays, July, August, September, Wednesdays, October, November, December, Thursdays. And if you miss any of those days, any month can apply Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you missed your day, wait until Friday or the following week to make sure that you don't bog down the CRA's system. So that is that. I just have a few other things that I want to talk about here. Let me find it. The board of directors. Oh, so here's a bit from, so the Board of Directors of the Friends of Historic Hat Creek Ranch Society, in conjunction with the Heritage Branch and the Bonaparte First Nation, would like to announce that Historic Hat Creek will be closed to the public until further notice due to the unforeseen and constantly changing circumstances prevented by the spread of the COVID-19 virus. As this pandemic is constantly in flux, the timeline for the possible reopening is constantly being evaluated. There will be core staff present to attend to the necessary maintenance and security of the site. Access to the site will be barricaded to prevent unauthorized access. So that is from the board of the District of Friends of Historic Hat Creek Ranch. What's this one? The average bill. Nope, that's okay. The Ashcroft Family Medical Clinic is still open, and the people that are doing a wonderful job. So this is actually a story from Barbara Roden, the mayor of Ashcroft, as well as the one that runs the Ashcroft Cache Creek Journal. Again, she's doing a great job keeping a bunch of stories going on there. So go visit the Ashcroft Cache Creek Journal's Facebook page and website. But I'm almost going to read this verbatim from her page. So I'm sorry, Barbara, I'm stealing your story. The Ashcroft Family Medical Clinic is still open for people. There are some changes, however. There will be no face-to-face appointments with physicians until further notice. Consultations are either over the phone or via video. The clinic reports that the wait times are very short and most people can call and get a consultation that day or the next. That being said, I had a CT scan on Monday. I have an appointment tomorrow morning with my doctor, and they'd let me know about that today. So that was a very quick turnover. So that's a legit thing. And there is a new doctor. Now, if you need to call the doctor, 250-453-9353 is the number to call, and they'll set you up with an over-the-phone appointment. Now, as for the lab, so the X-ray clinic and blood lab at the hospital are still operating normal hours. Both are trying to keep to urgent cases only. The X-ray clinic is open 8:30 to 3 every day except Thursdays when it closes at 2. No walk-ins, referrals only. So if you know that you have been exposed to someone with the COVID-19 virus, you must self-isolate for 14 days. Do not call the Ashcroft Family Medical Clinic. They cannot tell you anything more than that you have to self-isolate. Be calm, be kind, stay safe, and be thankful for our caring and dedicated healthcare workers who are risking their health to do this. So yes, so again, thank you, Barbara, for posting that, and stay safe. From Horstein's, we are asked to share the hang on. Horstein's Farm Care Packages. So these are big packages you can order from Horstein's Farm. They're about $100 each. They're really cool. My mother-in-law actually ordered one of these things full of fresh vegetables, full of bread, eggs, all sorts of stuff. So you can call them at 250-457-6546 in this time, and they will be able to hook you up with all sorts of fresh stuff so you don't have to go in and pick it yourself. They just do it all for you. It is $100 though, so keep that in mind. As a reminder, Mayor Tellerico and CAO Dawson from Cache Creek will be available every day from 11 a.m. to noon to answer any questions that you may have. You can call 250-457-6237 and get them to answer your questions. And I'm sure that they probably have been getting a few more calls since the case started yesterday at the subway in Cache Creek. So to the Mayor and CAO Dawson, you two also stay safe, and hopefully you don't get overburdened with too many calls. The Cache Creek pool will remain closed for this season. This is something that Mayor Tellerico and myself did talk about in an interview I did with him that was posted last week on the Hub Online Network YouTube page. So if you haven't watched that interview, go check that out. He goes into a lot more detail as to why the pool is closed, as well as many other topics that we do talk about. So check that out on the Hub Online Network page. Where are we? So as we ramp up our COVID-19 stuff, one more announcement from Interior Health is just to say, and I've said this a couple of times, assume that it is everywhere and act accordingly. I thought it was odd that the Interior Health did put out where the case was in Cache Creek, because they haven't been giving out names and places so much. But because they've done that, it's here. So assume that it is everywhere. Wash your hands, Lysol wipes, whatever you got to do to keep yourself safe, do that, and just assume that it is in the town. Eco Depot is taking yard waste. Safety Mart has plexiglass. Some of this is old, and I apologize for that. River Inn is closed. Oh yes, so again, there is an app that you can get about the COVID-19 to keep you up to date on all the bigger information in BC. And it also comes with the self-assessment tool that is a very good thing for people at home. That it mainly just, if you have any sort of symptom, it just mainly tells you to call 811. Keep in mind, 811 has been inundated with calls, and it does take some time to get in. But it's important to do the assessment before you call 811, because if you don't have it, you don't need to block up the system any more than it already is. And yes, so there's also, and I've talked about this earlier, because of the group that is there to help you, go to the Facebook page, Ash Cache Clinton COVID-19 Community Response Board on Facebook. There's lots of tools, tips, tricks, and help to get you through this very interesting time. Thank you for whoever set that up. It's a great page. I'm a part of it. I check it out all the time. There's always new stuff happening. And again, I'm just going to read this one more time, if I can pick it up. So, again, I'm just going to talk about this group. So this is the support group in Ashcroft and Cache Creek. These people, again, will help you get food and supplies delivered to your home. They'll do telephone chat with you if you are feeling very lonely. They'll do your mail pickup. They'll give you spiritual support. That number is 250-457-3422. Call that number if you need anything. Again, they've already had a call that got resolved very quickly. So kudos to all those people that are involved with this particular group. And we will have more. I'll talk about these guys almost every day, and we'll have another major update from them next week when we have our big group chat. Anyway, that's pretty much all that I have for today. So if you have anything that you want to have me talk about tomorrow, you can email me at hon@ashcrofthub.com, and or you can comment on this video. Jessica has been at home checking out all of your guys' comments, so thank you for engaging with us. Please share, like, subscribe to our channel, share this video. Let's get our word out there, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. after the Bonnie Henry Adrian Dix update. Stay safe and have a good night.